Hi, this is Stephen Cobb. Again, we're doing frequently asked questions and often converting them into questions that should have been asked to give a better answer. And today's question was asked by someone who wanted to know, should I get a lawyer if I've been charged with a DUI and I'm guilty? And we're going to rephrase that a little bit to, what can a lawyer do to help me if I'm guilty of a DUI? Well, there are several things. Number one is look for technical defects in the case, because they do exist, they do happen. Occasionally an intoxilizer will be giving falsely high readings. It can mean the difference between a DUI above a .15, which is an enhanced DUI, and a DUI below a 1.5. So those technical things are very important. Additionally, a lawyer can arrange, if your case settles, for a reduction or substitution of charge, in many cases to where you don't even have to go to court. Now, not all lawyers know how to do this, but there is a way to do it. And that alone can often be worth it for a lot of people because, quite frankly, it's pretty embarrassing. And then third, what are known as hidden red flags. And I could go on about this all day and knock everybody dead, boring them to death. So I'll spare you that, but I will tell you the important points. When you have a DUI case, it's like walking through a legal minefield. You don't want to step on something that's going to blow your leg off. And here's what happens. In one county, in this circuit, if someone were to hit a traffic cone and get charged with DUI with property damage, the Department of Transportation says they need $38 to replace a traffic cone, okay? Well, that doesn't sound like a big deal. The person goes in, they plead guilty in one part of the county, and they don't realize that they get enhanced punishment, but they do. Perhaps a driving infraction was not merged into the res gesti of the substantive offense. Let's phrase that in English. Merged into the body of the main charge. They use a lot of Latin in law. And maybe that didn't happen, but they didn't go to jail. Well, you go completely to the other end of the circuit, and you don't know this because you're not in the courtrooms. You don't practice criminal defense law on a regular basis. Here's what happens. Judge says, okay, I'll take your plea as knowingly and voluntarily entered. I'm going to sentence you to, and the judge is going through all the things the person read online, and at the very end, the judge says, and 10 days in county jail. And the person's eyes get as big as dinner plates. The internet didn't tell them about that. Well, that's because with that particular judge, in that particular county, with that particular just little wrinkle, hitting a traffic cone, that's the difference between no jail time and 10 days in jail. It's called courthouse surprise. We have a separate video on that. And when it comes to DUI cases, there's so many hidden aggravators dependent upon the prosecutor and the judge. For example, in one case, someone's charged with DUI and they have a child in the car. Well, that particular prosecutor always offers jail time when someone has a child in the car. But the person doesn't know that. You don't want to find that out when you're standing in front of the judge by yourself, and then the prosecutor pipes up and says, and we'd also ask for X number of days in jail. That can be very disruptive. So what a lawyer can do for you if you're guilty of a DUI or anything else is think of it as they can run interference because they know the system. Now, this is assuming that the lawyer in question is familiar with the type of case you have and practices criminal defense law routinely. And this is a completely separate topic, but just a little plug for another video that I have. If you want to know who is a specialist in DUI law, the answer is no one, because Florida does not have specialization or expert status for DUI defense attorneys. It doesn't exist at all, or for prosecutors. However, there is one for criminal law, and for a case as what normally happens, before a conviction, that's known as board certification, a lawyer who is board certified as a specialist in criminal trial law. That's who you look for as an expert. My name again is Stephen Cobb. I've been a criminal defense attorney since 1990. It's all I do in terms of the law anyway. If you have questions, feel free to give me a call, 850-423-0035.